All right, so let's start with your name.
Dorian Fedrick, 25 years old, grew up in Rialto, California, and then I'm also from Redlands, California.
Okay. And maybe we can get into your upbringing a little bit. Let's start there.
My upbringing, it was definitely interesting growing up as a kid. I grew up with 5 other brothers under one roof, single mom, one baby sister. She had 6 older brothers. It was crazy, but yeah, super humble beginnings. We had a mom who worked night shifts, and then it was just 6 boys, really taking care of each other, and we didn't live in the nicest part of town in Rialto. We Section 8 housing, so if you know what that is, then you know.
For the people who don't, can we explain Section 8?
Section 8 housing is like the government basically pays some of your rent. So it's not, you pay pays half your rent, you pay the other half. And it's like government assistance. And it's a long waiting list, and pretty much you gotta be really needing it to get on it, to get to it. So yeah, I should tell you everything. And like I said, it was 6 boys raising themselves. My parents, they probably split when I was about 8. 8 never got married, but they were together for years. They split when I was about 8 years old. So then it was just my mom taking care of us. And I think that was really hard on her. My parents, I think they really tried their best. Because they come from humble beginnings themselves. And I think they really gave their all to give us the best we could. And I'm forever grateful for them and everything they did. They're like the blueprint for everything I am. 2 very hardworking individuals that really wanted the best for the kids. And with that being said, that doesn't mean it was the best, you know what I'm saying? They just had shitty hand dealt to them, and it's like a cycle. So, of course, the kids also felt some of that. So, growing up, like I said, me and my brothers take care of ourselves. His mom working night shift, no dad in the home. Man, just chaotic. A lot of love, a lot of close times, but some very traumatic experience growing up in Rialto. Traumatic. Like, I can get to some stories. One of my earliest memories is, actually, let me backtrack. Before I even get to that, my brother Randy, he actually ended up joining the gang, Hustle Squad Crip gang in Rialto, California. At the time, it was one of like the biggest growing gangs in Rialto, and like the time we lived in Rialto, it was super dangerous, super dangerous. Especially my brother being Randy, he's like one of the top dogs in it, and super respected all throughout the Inland Empire. So from being associated with him, we just experienced like a lot.
What were some experiences that you have been involved in from just your brother being in a gang?
Let me think. Earliest experiences, man, I remember like 3rd grade, house getting shot up. My house got shot up so many times in a short time of living in Rialto that my neighbors were signing a petition to get us to move. They're like, it's too dangerous for the kids to live there. Let me think. One of the first times we got shot up, I was in the shower. Just late night. All my brothers were outside, hanging out, chilling. I'm in the shower, and all of a sudden, you hear 4 loud booms. I can't even explain what I'm talking about. It's shot. Imagine you shower, all you hear is boom, 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 boom. And it looked like my heart dropped. And it looked, he got silent. When I heard him get out of the shower, wipe myself down. When I say in 0.2 seconds, all hell broke loose. I mean, all hell broke loose. It went from complete silence to screaming. My mom screaming, My brother's screaming. My oldest brother, Ronald, he come in the house. When I say his leg is mangled, I mean mangled. He got shot in his leg with a shotgun, and his leg, it's like, how is he even walking? Bleeding everywhere, screaming. My brother's screaming, let's get in the car, let's go to the hospital. And I'm in 3rd grade, so I don't know what's going on. My mom's screaming to the top of her lungs. And all of a sudden I hear a hard knock on the back door. Like, frantic knock. I open the sliding back door. My brother's friend, he got shot in his neck. He's bleeding, holding his neck together, like blood rushing all the way down. He's talking, I'm gonna die. He was terrified for his life. I'm gonna die as he's holding his neck. And I'm just looking at this as a 3rd grader. Like, this is crazy. Like, I can't even process what's really going on, because like, it's just so much. It's like, you're not even, like, you're out of your body, for real. Like, you're out of your body. And then another, in the front yard, my brother's friends, he also got shot, another one in the stomach, and he got it the worst. And yeah, they got raced to the hospital. My brother, Ronald, was in crutches for months. And yeah, that's one of the first things I experienced in Rialto. And that's like where it really all started. After that, it became super dangerous for us. Like, man, I remember people pulling up, arguing outside with my brother, us getting in fights. Crazy story is, I had a neighbor. My neighbor was in the Mexican cartel, and like, one day I'm getting ready for school. I walk outside, and it's cops everywhere. There's cops everywhere. I walk to school, so it's cops everywhere surrounding his house. And as I'm walking out, they're like, shh, just keep going, keep walking. They don't want you to be loud. They are raiding his house. And I just walked to school, and this is just like a normal occurrence around where I live. Walk to school, come back, my neighbor gone. He got locked up that day. And it's so funny because fast forward 2 weeks later, me and my brother Brendan, I'm about in like the 4th grade now, 4th, 5th grade. We getting ready for school. It's like 6:30, 7:30 a.m. in the morning. We get ready for school. For some reason, it's like, again, extremely quiet. Like, all my brothers are sleeping. It's extremely quiet. Me and my brother Brandon getting ready for school. It's a normal day, honestly. We got a field trip this day. I'll never forget this. And like I said, it's extremely quiet. We just in our underwear. Next thing you know, all you hear is boom. All our doors get kicked in. CHP, get down. Our house is getting raided now. 2 weeks after, my neighbor's house is getting raided. They raid you. When the police raid you, they ransack your house. They ransack you, like tearing down your doors, flipping your beds. I'm in the 4th grade. I'm handcuffed in my underwear, face down on the couch like this. Me and my brother right next to us, crying. They snatched all my brothers out the room, snatched my mom up, snatched my mom's husband at the time up. And they thought my brother Randy was like a kingpin, like a drug lord. And really, they ended up, didn't find anything. Nobody went to jail, but they thought like my brother was like selling major drugs. And as I'm walking out, I try to go pee one time during this. The cops are like, "Oh, I have to go with you," because they don't want you to flush no evidence or nothing down the toilet. So I'm going pee as a 4th grader, and the cops just watching me. Like, and this is like my life. And I still go to school that day. I still got to go to school. We used to walk to school. They're like, the cops like, "No, we got to drop you guys off." When I tell you how embarrassing it is to get dropped off in front of your school, in front of everybody in the cop car, it's just like, I can't even describe how I felt. Like, all the kids outside, like before school starts, how everybody's waiting outside the gate to get let in. But at least that was at my school at Hugh Banks. So I get dropped from the cop car, and all the kids are like, "What happened? What? Why'd you get dropped off from the cop car? I'm looking like a straight criminal. I'm a 4th grader." I get in class. My teacher, he's like, "Are you okay? Like, what happened?" When I said, I just break down, start boo-hooing, crying, telling him everything. He's just like, "Do you want to call home?" I'm like, "No, I don't even want to know." And yeah, that's just some traumatic stories that I experienced by the time I was in the 4th grade. by the time I was in 4th grade, and like I said, so much stuff happened, and like I said, my neighbor signed a petition to just move. I'll tell you, the last time my house got shut up, I'm in the 6th grade about this time. This is why I love God and I love video games. I love Call of Duty. It literally, they saved my life. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm in the 6th grade. My family is big gamers, and the way our house is set up, my brother's room, my older brother's rooms, are in the back of the house, and my parents' rooms are in the back of the house. But me, my two brothers, 2 younger brothers, my one older brother and my younger brother room is in the front, and my little sister's room is in the front of the house. And usually our bedtime's like 9:30. We gotta go to bed, get ready for school tomorrow. But since our family's big gamers, and Call of Duty, Call of Duty used to do midnight releases. So we begged our parents, like, please can we stay up? Like, we want to play Call of Duty with everybody else. My parents let us. It's probably like 1 a.m. at this time. We all playing. My brother's in their room playing. I'm in my parents' room playing the game. We're all having a good time. Next thing you know, you're gunshots. Bow, 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 bow. And it's kind of like, it's common where we live. So it's like, we don't, when your house gets shot, you just lay on the floor and hope for the best, honestly. So we lay on the floor. We're kind of confused. It kind of sounds kind of faint. So we're like, maybe they wasn't shooting at us. Maybe they were shooting at somebody else for once. And so we get up, finish playing. We end up falling asleep. My mom works the night shift, like I said. So she comes home like 8 in the morning, and she's like, you guys know all our windows are shot out. There's holes in the garage, and our house just looks like it got destroyed. So like, dang, they were shooting at us. So we started looking around for bullet holes. When I say, I flip over my comforter, my brother flips over his comforter, and my little sister flips over hers. They were shooting in our beds. Like, if it was just a normal night, I wouldn't be here. And I just thank God for allowing my parents to say yes, and thank Call of Duty for being a game, because if it wasn't for those 2 things having, like, being perfectly timed, I literally wouldn't be here today. Like, they were literally shooting in our beds. And, like, my mom had enough, and she's like, we gotta move. I can't keep doing this. Like, they're shooting in my children's beds. So we want to move to Redlands. This when I finally moved to Redlands. I moved to Redlands in the 7th grade. But before I could get there, our house is being built. Before I could get there, we have to wait for our house to be done being painted and stuff and whatnot. So I have to live with my brother Ronald for a year in San Bernardino, California. And that was hard. Me and my family got split. My mom and my little brother and my little sister, they all lived in one house with my cousin. And me and my 3 other brothers lived with my brother Ronald. And that was really hard, just being separate from my mom. And just being in separate households and living in San Bernardino is a whole nother ball game. And it's just so crazy because like I said, we didn't have anything, bro. So as I'm living there, I'm in the 7th grade, I'm in the 6th grade at this time. Me and my brother Brandon, we gotta sell candy for school clothes. Like, like the large pixie sticks? We used to sell those for our own school, to buy our own school clothes, and all around, like, we would go like the richer areas around in the Empire, like Norco, and we would sell like the big pixie sticks, and we'd be out there for hours, like 10-hour days to sell pixie sticks to get our clothes in. We had a whole little spiel, like, hi, I'm with the San Bernardino California Federation of Kids. I'm trying to sell candy to buy my trip to Six Flags. I wonder if you'd like to donate. You could buy 1 for $2 or 3 for $5. And that was our whole little spiel, bro, when we'd be out there for hours. And if you sold out of everything, we got really good. We started selling out. You would end up like around $100 if you sold out of every pixie stick. So I think it was 50 in the box. So $200. We go straight to Ross and Marshalls and really buy our own school clothes. I'm in the 6th grade, and my brother Brandon's in the 8th grade. Buying our own school clothes. So that's just what we have to do for that year that we lived with my brother. And then from there, we finally get to move to Redlands.
But before that, have you ran into any situation when you was, selling these pixie sticks, all through these places, going place to place? Did you run into any events? All that happened?
Yeah, it's funny that you asked that. Definitely. I remember one time we was selling candy, and there was this older guy, he probably like, I say in his early 30s. He on the same hustle, and we in his territory, and we low key start killing it. We start killing it, bro. Like we really whooping it out. Like we really selling out. And we go there for a couple of days. And at first he was cool with us, and then he seen like we start taking his business, and we're like next to the Stater Brothers, and he come up to it. He low key press us like, "Hey man, y'all gotta get away from my territory. Like y'all messing up the program pretty much." And I'm with my stepbrother Luke at the time, and this is such a funny story. He low key get mad about it. So first, this man calls the police. He get on the payphone. Not only this man harassing us out here, he called the police. But then he called my older brother Ryan. And my brother Ryan, he's not going for nothing. Man. He called him like, man, this older man's messing with us. Like, pull up, bro. Like, come. I need you to come protect us, pretty much. So we walk back outside. The guy outside, as we walk back outside, it's so crazy. We finally walk back outside. My brother Ryan pull up at the same time. We walking back outside, and the guy sees us. So we already arguing with him. My brother Ryan pull up, skirt, hop out the car, like they get to whooping at each other, like they start banging on each other. My brother Ryan like, we could get down right here. And he brought his homie Junior. They start spazzing in the middle of the street. I'm talking about big commotion. I'm just sitting back like, whoa, this is crazy. And they really about to fight. Like, they banging on each other. My brother tell him, like, he don't care about his hood, nothing. Like, really disrespecting each other. And as we doing that, why did the police show up? Because my brother Luke called them before he called anybody. Like, why did you do that? Police show up. We thought we was about to get in trouble. We all skirt out. We got away. And that's just one of the crazy stories. We used to get chased by security guards. There was one security guard that had like a handicapped leg. We used to call him 1 foot. He used to chase us all day, like really getting chased by security guards, getting kicked off, because you're not supposed to solicit on public ground, so they don't really like that. So you really have to watch out for security guards, all type of stuff. So that was just a wild time of life, just really fending for our own. But like I said, after that, I finally did move to Redlands in 7th grade. And moving to Redlands was like super bittersweet, because like I guess I left the life I know. Like I was really, at one point I was really a product of my environment. Like I lived in Rialto, I was banging as a little kid, cussing, really banging the hood, all type of stuff. When I moved to Redlands, like I guess it's more mainly white population, and it's like my mom moved here on purpose. It's safer. And when I first got there, I was like, for a lot of time, I felt super misunderstood, because it's like, it's hard for people to understand what I went through as a kid before I moved here. But also, it was also good for me, because it got me in that environment, got me around people that just knew better, honestly, could think outside the box and knew that there was more to life. And honestly, I met some of my greatest friends here, like Scoop, Quan, KV, Amanda. Like, these are all people I met at Moore Middle School, where I went to school at first. And honestly, a lot of those people are still my friends today. So moving to Redlands, it was like kind of shocking, but honestly, I kind of really settled in here and found like some of the greatest people I ever met. And I started playing football out here. And that was like the culture, like when we first moved to, like everybody was playing football. It was like, I guess for me, the generation of football I grew up around, I'm messing with extreme athletes, like people like that are really good at football. Like when I moved to Rialto, I was like the top athlete. I moved to Redlands, I'm mid-tier. I'm talking about mid-tier. I can remember vividly, I'm at lunch one day. Everybody keep talking about Chris Vaughn. Who is Chris Vaughn? I'm finna do him bad. When I say that man shook me out my boots, something crazy, I said, oh my God, it's different here. It's different. Yeah, I really got immersed in the football culture. Our intramural team should not have won, but we did our thing with my best friend Scoop, and our team was just, we should never won, but we won. But that's besides the point. I'm ranting. But yeah, moving to Redlands was like the best thing my mom ever did for us. really got us out of that environment. I was able to focus on school, football, so I ended up really start to excel here, find my place. I go to Rev High School with everybody, pretty much everybody you know. It's great for a long time, honestly. Like, good times, good vibes. Getting opened up to new things. People showing me how to have fun. Like, when I first moved here, I was like so scared of doing bad where I came from. Like, I was looking like a goody two shoes, almost. But my friends started showing me how to have fun and just be cool. That it was safe. I could have fun because it was safe here. And like I went to Rev. I transferred to RHS. Redlands High School is a school right across town. And when you transfer, you gotta sit out 5 games. You gotta sit out 5 games before you can play varsity football. So me and my brother transferred to RHS, and we chose to sit out 5 games. And man, about around my sophomore year, this is where honestly things get dark again. We sitting out 5 games. It's like our 5th game sitting out. It's our last game sitting out. And we're playing in Palm Springs. I'll never forget it. Playing Palm Springs, Friday night, close game. Me and my brother in suit and ties because you're not allowed to play. And it's probably like just a little bit after halftime. And I'm watching the game. And then for some reason, I happen just to look to my right, like to look for my brother. He's on the sideline with me, my brother Brandon. And he is crying, like bawling his eyes out. And I'm like, I ain't never seen this boy cry like this. So I'm already tearing up before I even know what's going on. I'm walking up to him like, Brandon, what's wrong? Like, why are you crying like this? He can't even get the words out of his mouth. He like, Randy just got shot. And it's like, it's hard to talk about, but the cries, like, the whole world stopped at that moment. Almost feel like I almost can't even remember like how I felt like hearing that your older brother just got shot, and seeing my brother cry like that, and like in the middle of a football game, like where are we gonna go? So like when I tell you, coaches crying with me, teammates crying in the middle of the game, like it's like the game don't even matter no more. We're getting preyed on the sideline. Gotta wait for the whole game to ride out because we all went in Palm Springs. It's like an hour from where we live. And I'm talking about car ride home. We don't even ride in the bus. We get shipped in a car with 2 coaches, just me and my brother. When I say the car is dead silent, nobody's saying anything. For an hour, for a whole hour, nobody's saying nothing. We finally get home, and my brother goes to his room. All my family's at the hospital. My brother Brandon goes to his room. I go to my room. House is quiet. I'm talking about quiet. So I obviously get impatient, and I call my mom. No answer. I call my older brother. No answer. So then I call my brother's now wife, Shannon. I call her, and she picks up. And when she picks up, she's already like crying. And I'm like, is Randy okay? And I'll never forget this. She was like, I'm sorry, Dorian, he didn't make it. And hangs up the phone. I can't even describe how fast your world could turn upside down. I just seen my brother that morning, and it's like you can't even describe the feeling that it is. You'll never see them again. Like, you'll never see your brother again. That fast. Less than 24 hours, your brother's gone. And I just sit in my room, head down. I'm like, I gotta tell my brother. Hardest thing I ever had to do. I was telling my brother, man, because he looked up to Randy. He loved Randy. I knock at his door. He's like, what's up? Randy didn't make it. When I tell you, my brother started screaming at the top of his lungs, screaming. It's just me and him in this house. He closed the door in my face and screaming to the top of his lungs for hours. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. It's something you would truly never forget. Like, next few days, it's just like, it's almost like you're not even real. Like, it's hard to accept that something like that is happening. This is something you only hear in movies. You never think that your 25-year-old brother's gonna die like that. He was only 25. I'm 25 right now. To be that young and die the way my brother got shot in his head and he died alone. Nobody, bro. Nobody saved him. I just can't even imagine what he was going through in that moment. It's just the whole world just flipped upside down. And it's just like, nobody prepares you for moments like that. There's no way anybody can prepare you for that. It's just like, it's almost like I don't think any of us ever got talked to about it. Like, ain't no therapist. We can't afford a therapist. Your mom can't talk to you. She just lost a child. Right? Your dad can't talk to you. He just lost a child. Like, who do you talk to about this? Everybody is hurting. And it's like, all you can do is really survive. So like, I don't even know how to grieve for real. I don't even know how to think. Like, nobody went to jail. They didn't even look for it. It felt like they didn't even care. Like, they felt like my brother was a gangbanger. And the police was almost happy he was gone. And it's just like, nobody suffered no justice behind it. And all we get is my brother gone. And like I said, how do you prepare a 15-year-old for that moment? And like, I'm just so out of my body. You can't even grieve right. Like, I did not take long enough to really understand. I didn't really understand what was going on, how I was feeling. Never took time to really process it. Like, and it really changed for the better. And in some ways it changed for the better, some ways it didn't. Like, it really made me just live in survival mode for years after that. Like, I'm just not grieving anything right after that. Like, it kind of turned me into like numb almost. And what I mean, I didn't know people that went through the same like kind of traumatic experience, and it completely wiped the light from their eyes. They're not even the same human being they were before, like their close loved one died. And me, I'm playing football that next week. I just got off my transfer restriction. I'm allowed to play that next week. I'm playing. And it's so crazy, bro, that God is so in my life that it's so surreal. First time I touched the field after my brother died, it's a week later. I'm going full practice. I'm just not grieving right. And I'm come full circle to not grieving right, but I'm playing football that next week. It's my first game. I'm playing defense, but I'm the punt returner. So God is worked so crazy. My brother was with me this game. First punt return, first time I touched the field all year. Kicked the ball. When I said I took that ball 80 yards to the house. I ain't never returned a punt in my life. Took it 80 yards. First touch on the field since my brother died. 80 yards to the house. And just like, how can you not feel that? He was with me, or God was with me at that moment. It's just like so crazy when you look back on your life and see that all the little glimpses of God being with you, and just like such divine intervention. And yeah, I just bawled my eyes out. It's just like, wow. I just scored a touchdown a week after my brother died. My first time being back on the field, 5 games. It's like so surreal. I can't even explain it, like how that feels. And it's just like, yeah, crazy time. being a 15-year-old and experiencing all those traumatic things. Like this is about the time I'm 15. I have seen things that people won't see their entire life. And I'm not saying my life was the worst. I'm blessed. I never really wrote a roof over my head, but I done seen some things by the time I was 15 years old. And like I said, nobody really prepares you for this moment. Nobody talks about a death like that because it's just like so uncommon. You really don't know how to feel. And like I didn't feel for a long, long time. That it made me cherish people more and their presence more. But as far as talking about how I felt and being able to communicate, that really held me back. Honestly, like it really held me back. Just being in survival mode like that. When you experience something, because it's like your brain almost just tries to forget so that you can live. Because if you feel all that, it almost like overwhelms you. You can't even feel like you can move. For real. So, yeah. After that, I ended up actually being a really good football player. I ended up, my junior year, went crazy. Senior year, played pretty good. Didn't get picked up out of high school, but I know I wanted to play football. So I ended up going JUCO football, which is junior college football at Chafee, right down the street. But if you ever want to test your love for football, you gotta play junior college football, specifically in California. No dorms, no meal plans, no nothing. And I grew up I was a skinny kid. My senior year, I was like 6'1", 135 pounds, playing safety, just for reference. And so I go JUCO, and junior college football is a whole nother animal. It really tested me. Like I said, I didn't have no money. So me and my friend Jay Quan, we really thugging it every day. Like, you would have class at 9 a.m. to about 12. You won't have practice till about 4. We can't go home. We live 40 minutes away. So we would just be in the car for hours. We would eat one Del Taco burrito I'm talking about, we did this for 2 years. And then you go into class, you doing homework, you eat one burrito, you go to weights, you go to football practice. Now when you get to football practice, you're playing against Division I bounce backs, you're playing against grown men. I'm just turned 18. You're playing against 23, 24-year-olds that came back from college trying to go somewhere else. And if you don't play in junior college your freshman or junior or sophomore year, you're not really going nowhere for real. So you need, getting on the field is essential, and playing good while you're on the field is a whole nother thing. So it was just a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. I ended up gray shirting my first year because I just didn't feel like I was ready. Gray shirted, which means it's just the same thing as red shirting, but you can't be a full-time student. So you take 11.5 units. So gray shirt my first year. Came back as a gray shirt freshman. Played pretty well. Ended up with a few offers. Thought I was better than them. Really had this big dream of going to Division I. Turned them all down. Went back. And it's crazy because the school I ended up going to actually offered me my freshman year. Sioux Falls actually offered me my freshman year. I turned them down. So I'm going to go JUCO again. Try to give it another go. I really want to go to Division I. They understood. Played great my sophomore year. Went 10-1. We lost the first game. Never lost again. Won a ring. And I used to pray for a Division I scholarship every night. When I say every night, I'm asking God every night, please God, give me a Division I scholarship, please God. I really wanted that. And it's so crazy. God works in such mysterious ways that Sioux Falls actually ended up coming back around. I had 3 offers coming out of my sophomore year. Sioux Falls came back around. They offered me twice, the second time. Now you don't never get that. That's super rare in sports. So school offers you twice after you turn them down. And I had Henderson State, which my brother Ryan actually worked for at the time. So he was advocating for me to actually offer me. And then I actually did end up getting a Division I scholarship from Morehead State but they're FCS schools, so they gave me a half scholarship. So I would have to come. I think it was like $15,000 out of pocket, and the other two offers ended up being, they were full rides, but they were Division II. So I was stuck. And anybody who goes through like the recruiting, it is so stressful. Like trying to make the right decision as a 19-year-old on where you're gonna go for the next years for that. It could completely alter your whole life, your whole sports career. Super stressful. But one thing, my brother Ron he put his job on the line. He like, bro, I want you to come here, but I really want you to go where you're gonna fit the best. And I ended up choosing Sioux Falls. I feel like they really wanted me. And to anybody who's playing sports, you should go where you want it, not where you want to be, because that's where you're gonna be the happiest. And I ended up choosing Sioux Falls. My brother lost his job behind it. He's a real one for that. They ended up firing him because I didn't go to Henderson State. I ended up going to Sioux Falls. And honestly, going to Sioux Falls was amazing. When I met some amazing people. Like when I first got off, I'm like, Sioux Falls, I ain't never heard of that. But when I first got there, first off, it's the coldest winter they've had in 15 years. I don't know why my parents wanted me to go early. They're like, you should get there early before school starts. I leave in the winter. I go there in the winter, in the January. I'm the only kid on campus for a week. I'm talking about I have to get security guards to let me in and out the building just to eat and go outside because there's nobody else on campus for a week. It's negative 20 degrees outside, negative 30 wind chill. Like I said, the coldest winter in 15 years there. Seasonal depression, cultural shock, all the things. I'm feeling it. I ain't have no friends for like 3 months there. I didn't have no friends. I knew one person right near me, but he'd been there for a year. He's already immersed in the culture. My first week there, I missed a workout. And if anybody who plays sports know, if you miss a workout as a new guy, oh boy, you're in for hell. Get in trouble. All the seniors going crazy on me. Like, you need to be committed. My coach mad at me. I gotta be there early. I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. to go to a punishment workout. Just like really, really hard. I'm not away from my family. First time being away from all my childhood friends. Just hard. Like I said, I had no friends. Eating lunch by myself every day, just depressed. But then, I don't know, things really started to turn around for me. I met a group of people. They finally came up to my table like, do you want to eat with us? I'll never forget that. Her name is JC. That was the first person that really allowed me to be their friend. And honestly, she really saved me. You want to eat with us? Her, Ryan Ronald, Addison Reed. That was like my first friend I met at Sioux Falls. And ever since then, I really just found my way. Ended up meeting a bunch of people. Great times. Midwest people are amazing. They're super friendly, super good people. End up, like I said, really finding my place and having a good time. Sioux Falls was a great experience. I ended up starting that season. Played decent. Like I said, played decent. That was my junior year. Coming to my senior year, this is 2020. COVID hits. I go home for spring break. And we never go back. Everybody knows, like, we never go back to school. I don't know what's gonna happen with football. We stuck in our houses. I get a call. They call us back for the summer. They think we might have a season, we might not. We practiced for a couple of months, and they finally tell us, like, yeah, our season's been canceled. Like, there won't be a season this year. You guys are gonna go home early. We get to go home in November, and it's just like, damn, what does that mean for my football future? And I graduate that December, so we go home in November. So I'm talking to the coaches. Pretty much what happened. They ended up saying they'll pay for my master's if I come back. So I come back 2021, finally play my last season of football. And honestly, it was beautiful. Like, I'm playing the best I ever played. Going crazy. And spring ball, summer ball, season come, I'm playing lights out. I'm just lights out. I'm a leader on the team. Our team's looking good. And then, man, life has a truly way of humbling you. It's probably right after Halloween. Actually, no, it's on Halloween night. On Halloween night, it's probably like 5 in the morning. I get a call from my mom. And like, my life has been so traumatic already that whenever my mom calls me, my heart already sinks. Especially it's 5 in the morning. Like, why is my mother calling me at 5 in the morning? Like, anytime she gets on they call my phone. Even to this day, like, I'm just prepared for the worst. It's like 5 in the morning. She called me. I'm waking up out of bed. I'm like, what's up, Mom? She's like, Dorian, what's up? I can already hearing her voice. She's like, your brother Kylan just died. He overdosed in his own bathroom last night on Halloween. And it's like, to experience this once is crazy. You never think you're gonna experience it once. To experience it twice, I don't even know what to think. Like, my brother just overdosed on Halloween in the bathroom. My second brother, gone, young, he was 32, gone. And it's like, I didn't leave my room for days. I thank God for my roommates that I had at the time, like Gio, Darian, they're there for me. I didn't leave my room for days. Losing two people that close to you was just such traumatic, such quick, such ways that you don't understand. It almost made me like, I don't even know how to feel as a person. So, yeah, like I said, my mom used that call. I'm just crying for days. I'm in the middle of football season. This is the middle of football season. We're in the playoff hunt, and it's just like a lot. On a 21-year-old's shoulders, like, it's a lot. Being away from I'm away from my family. I'm just dealing with this like on my own. Pretty much. I end up going home that next week. I don't play that next week. I go home to my brother's. We cremate him. It was just cheaper that way. Go home for a week. Just sad. Death is something you really can't explain it to, experience it, and it really does change you. It really does change you. It could change you for the better. It could change you for the worse. At this point, I'm just kind of desensitized to everything. Like, honestly, like, I'm just numb. I'm just a numb person. I'm just a shell of a person, honestly. But like I said, I've been on survival mode my whole life, so I go home for that week. I come back. I play the rest of my season out. I play well. Ended up making first team all conference, which was a huge accomplishment for me. Ended up graduating with my master's that year too. It's another huge accomplishment. And like, one day, like, nobody ever talks about this, but one day you're a football player and the next you're not. And this is a whole nother transition. When my brother just died, my football career ends. I'm going home. I don't know who I am. I don't know what I like. I don't know what I don't like. My whole life's been tailored. Football truly saved me from having to think about anything else. I got good grades for football. I worked out for football. My friends were from football. Everything. And it's like, I go home and I got my master, I got 2 degrees. You think you're in a good position. Oh, does the world have a way of humbling? I'm applying to jobs. Applying to jobs, you think it's gonna go well. I don't know really what I'm doing, what I wanna do. Nobody's getting back to me. I'm not hearing nothing from nobody. It's a really hard transition, like an identity crisis that, like, it doesn't get talked about enough. Like, that transition from sports to the real world is serious. a serious transition. I felt I was floating for like 2 years, honestly, just floating, just like, I don't know what I'm doing, like, just, like, I don't know who I am. And trying to get a job, trying to do the things that people told me what would happen when you got your master's and get a job. No. What actually happened was I got my master's super young, and for the entry-level jobs, I'm overqualified. But for the jobs I am qualified for, I'm underexperienced. So nobody would hire me. So I'm just trying to do the right thing, trying to get a job, not working, at home, 24 years old, with just nothing, really feeling like nothing's going well. Nothing's going well for myself. And then I ended up coaching football, because that's all I know. I ended up coaching football. And like, from when I got home to like up until very recently, another hard time of life, like super, super hard time, like just years of just a hard life. Like I said, I ended up coaching football. I'm coaching at my old junior college. My mom, we're in the season, a couple weeks ago, she's like, I found a lump in my breast. Like, I think it's a cyst. I got one before. I'm gonna get it checked out. So boom, we're like, cool, just get it checked out, Mom. We'll see what it is. We'll deal with it across the road. I'm at football practice one night late in the season. My mom calls me. And she called me. Like I said, whenever my mom calls me, it's usually some bad news on the side of that phone. I pick up, and I'm like, Mom? She's like, hey, son, what's up? She's like, I'm at the house. I'm like, okay. I knew she had a doctor's appointment that day. I'm like, what's going on? What they say? She's like, yeah, son, I have stage 4 breast cancer. And I'm just like, I don't even know what to say to him. I'm like, how you feeling, Mom? My mom is the strongest woman in the world. Like, this woman, her whole story is one of the greatest stories I ever heard. Like, that is the strongest woman I ever known, ever been around. Truly my hero. But she's like, I'm at the house alone. She's like, you don't gotta come home. Like, just a beast, bro. Just a beast. Like, you don't gotta come home. I'm good. I'm like, nah, Mom, I'm gonna come home. Come home right now. Tell my coaches they let me go. Just sad to see. That was really hard. Seeing your mom go through cancer. Like, she has to get the most aggressive chemo for 6 months. And so I was seeing you never really think about the impact losing a woman's hair, like a woman losing her hair, what happened on her, like seeing my mom lose her hair, seeing her get weak, like, and she handled it like a champ, but just still, it was still wearing on her body. It almost felt like I was cursed, like, honestly, like, it just never. People say when it rains, it pours. Well, it's been pouring for 24 years at this point. Like, it's just pouring, bad thing after bad thing. It's just like, when is it all gonna make sense? When is it all gonna? My mom, the most strong woman I ever met, godly woman, she's got stage 4 breast cancer. And in the middle of this, my parents, my mom and her husband, have been together for 20 years. And she gets cancer. They also get a divorce during the cancer. And it's like, this man has been part of my life since my dad left, to be honest. My mom and my dad split, and now they're getting divorced. On top of my mom having cancer. On top of my brother just passing away. And like I said, I'm just a shell of a person, but people really think of me as a super happy person. Super like go-lucky, like a good guy to be around. But honestly, when I'm alone, not very happy. Not very happy guy. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. My mom got cancer. My mom's going to divorce. I'm hearing her cry. I'm hearing my little sister cry. Like, my way my room's set up, I'm in between both of them. Some nights I can hear both of them crying at the same time. And just seeing people you love go through such traumatic things, it's just so hard. It's just so hard, and like I don't really have no man to show me, like, to guide me during these moments, to like be the man in the house. You just, honestly, as a young black man, most of us just learn by trial and error. By trial and error. Like, and just feel like I'm at rock bottom, honestly. Just feel like I'm at rock bottom. And like I said, when my brothers passed away, it was really hard for me to communicate how I feel. I didn't even know how I felt for a long time. Like, I'm just so numb that I'm just surviving. And like I said, my parents are getting divorced. And then my dad told me to start a business. I started a business for Life Cleaning Solutions. And like, I don't really know nothing about starting a business in the midst of all this going on. So I figured out what I want to do. Finally, I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna do this cleaning company. And then on top of my mom getting cancer, my parents getting divorced, trying to figure out how I'm gonna start this business. The only girl I ever dated decides to call it quits. And that was like the cherry on top, honestly. Once that happened, I really, really hit rock bottom for a long, long time. Like, that really hurt.
How long were you guys together before she called it quits?
It's the only girl I dated since I was 15. On and on. Like, boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, since I was 15. And yeah, she decided there was just better things out there than us. Which is fair. She's not a bad person or anything. Like, that was the end of our story. And when I tell you, I'm going to bed crying and waking up crying for months on end, I'm not lying. I'm literally heartbroken. Like, from not just that, just everything on top of everything. Just heartbroken. Like, don't know where to turn, don't know who to talk to. Really just hurt for a long time. Like, and then it just sends you, I feel like when you that hurt, it just sends you down a bad path of now you hurting other people because you're hurt. Like, I wasn't handling myself right. I wasn't being the person that I wanted to be. Hurting other people because I'm hurt, like I said. And I just didn't know where to go. And it felt like I was just in a dark room. And honestly, the only answer I had was chase God. Was to chase God with all my might. And I always been in touch with God. I always loved God. But it's something like a relationship I never was trying to grow. Like, I always felt like complacent. Like, oh, I know God. I love God. He knows I love him. And that was all it was. But at this moment, I had nothing else but to cling to God. And I feel like he does things like that. He strips you of everything when your focus is not right. And I guess at the beginning of this year, I just decided, like, I'm going to chase God. I'm going to be the best person I could be. And just be the guy that I always said I could be and live up to my true potential. So I started going to church every Sunday. Just really, really trying to get in touch with my faith, really trying to be a better person. And like, I just got baptized like a month ago. And honestly, that's the only thing that saved me from, like, honestly ended it all. I didn't want to live no more. For real. Like, I didn't want to live no more. And God, just chasing God and becoming a better person is really what saved me. And I feel like it's all come full circle. I feel like God didn't put me through any of this not to make it make sense. And I feel like he did this just so I could come on here and tell my story, because people need to hear the story. Like, I guess a lot of people go through the things I went through, feel their whole life going misunderstood, because, like, we get in this box and we feel like we shouldn't talk, we shouldn't tell nobody our story, we don't want to talk about our traumatic events. But we need to talk. We need to tell our story so people can understand us, so we don't have to feel misunderstood. And so people get inspired, because I really feel like people like me, I'm obviously not the only one, but people who go through traumatic events, they are truly, like, the real inspiration. a real inspiration. Normal, everyday people that fought through adversity just to be here, just to be living normal lives. Those are the people we should be looking up to. And I was like I said, like, without chasing God or without my closest friends, like, I don't think I would be here today after all that. I remember one time my friends, my best friend Scoop said that when he walked past flowers, he felt like they died. And like, I didn't even know if I ever told him, but when he said that, I literally described how I was feeling in that moment. Like, that's literally how I felt, like just a dark cloud following me everywhere. Like, yeah, I'll put on a smile and laugh, but truly a dark cloud was following me. When I'm alone, I'm not a happy person. And honestly, just getting closer to God saved my life. And just chasing my dreams, being a better person, truly saved my life. And I'm just fortunate enough to still be here to tell the story. So, yeah, man, that just sums it up, my whole life story. The biggest thing I learned through all of this is that you gotta keep walking while you're weeping. It's okay to feel those emotions. You need to talk about them, but you cannot give up. You gotta keep putting your best foot forward no matter what, because that's all you got. And without hope, and I would advise anybody to believe in something bigger than themselves, because believing in God allowed me to put my stress, allowed me to put my worries into something bigger, and didn't feel like I had to backpack it all on my own, is what really saved me. And that I really got that dog in me, and that dog is Jesus Christ. And that's all I have to say. Yeah.